Hello. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I haven't seen you since I think it was last week. So how's your week been going?
It's been going pretty good. I I'm starting on a new STEM Expo project since the one I was originally gonna do wasn't working out for me. And I'm gonna do it about spiders, and I'm gonna bring my spider here because why not?
Yeah. What's the STEM Expo or the STEM project?
uh, well, we're all doing it for our anatomy class. I'm pretty sure everyone is required to do it, or something like that.
Mhm.
And um, there's on March 13th, Friday the 13th. Oh boy, we're gonna be doing like a STEM Expo fair. Where we're gonna be like having like poster boards and stuff and talking about what we like research and stuff.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna be researching Colorado, like spiders in Colorado, and because a lot of people are scared of spiders, and a lot of these fears can be pretty irrational. So I want to talk about how spiders are good and beneficial to the environment, how most of them in Colorado aren't even harmful, and why we shouldn't be scared of them, or at least like not kill them as soon as we see them.
Yeah.
But also to point out the ones that you should avoid, which there's only two deadly ones, which would be the brown recluse and the black widow here in Colorado. There's some other ones that have rather painful bites that could cause like some sickness symptoms, but aren't deadly, like the hobo spider, I think it's a yellow sac spider, and then but then like there's some that look scary, like the woodlouse spider. They're kind of big. I find them in my basement a lot, and they're like they have a red body and like a pearly white abdomen. They can look pretty scary and intimidating, but they're pretty harmless.
Okay.
And so I want to encourage people to not to just, I guess, a new light of spiders, to respect them because they are super, super beneficial to us. And how to just, I don't know, respect them, maybe even get over their fear a little.
Yeah.
And especially you don't want to step on them because I mean, I don't know if you've seen any of these videos, but sometimes people will step on a spider and it turns out it's a mother spider, and then a bunch of baby spiders just come exploding out everywhere, which is probably 10 times worse than what you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hey, there's another good reason. Don't want a bunch of baby spiders in your house. But I'll be bringing my Chilean rosehair tarantula Ophelia to school, even though they're not from Colorado. They're actually from like Chile and Bolivia and those countries.
Okay.
But I'm gonna bring her anyways because she's a good bean, and maybe, and I'll let kids hold her if they want, cause she doesn't mind being held. She's super chill. She just kind of hangs out on your hand.
Yeah.
Maybe you can hold her.
Oh, I will definitely want to hold her. So please make sure that you stop by this office after you do your presentation so I can see the spider.
Heck yeah, she's a super,
and
super
I want to
bean.
meet the axolotl too.
I don't know if I'll be able to bring the axolotl since it'll be about spiders, but maybe I can bring him just because. I'll like talk to Mr. Roberts and be like, yo, can I bring my axolotl just because he's cool?
Yeah. You could be like, hey everyone, this is the presentation about spiders. Also, here's my really cool pet.
Exactly.
It's just like bonus.
A bonus thing.
Yeah.
To get more people attracted to wherever I am.
Yeah. I think it's really cool that you're kind of taking this assignment that a lot of people probably are just like, oh, it's just for school, I just have to do it. And you're combining it with your passions, and then you're also advocating for a group that you feel like is misunderstood and harmed.
Yeah, and I probably won't have that much of an effect because I mean I'm just an 11th grader. I don't know if they'll take me serious or not, but hey, you know what? It's also a good excuse to bring my pets to school, so there you go.
I might challenge you to change the tone on that one again. Instead of being like, oh, I'm only an 11th grader, you can be like, I'm an 11th grader. So like I know what I'm talking about, and giving yourself that power to make a difference because you can make a difference at any age.
Hopefully I can. Hopefully they will take my words into consideration because I genuinely love spiders. I think they're so cute and so awesome, especially the fluffy ones.
Oh yeah.
I was while I was researching the more harmful spiders, I realized I noticed that the hobo spider has a rather like their bites are pretty nasty. Not lethal by any means, but very, very ouch worthy. And I remember this time a few years ago when I was rollerblading up and down my sidewalk, and there was like a splotch on the ground. So I turn around, I'm like, whoa, did I just run over something? So I go to investigate, and there's this big old spider just chilling on the sidewalk. And it was like super big, it was fuzzy, and I thought it was cute. So I'm like, oh my God, hey little guy, I'm gonna pick you up. And he was actually super chill, he or she, I don't know, but they were...
Did you know if it was poisonous or not?
Nope.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I just picked up a big random spider that I saw because it was cute and fuzzy. Why wouldn't you do that?
You better be careful with that.
I should.
You lucked out, but you better be careful.
Yeah, thank God he didn't bite me. Again, he was super chill, and I put him in the grass so no one would step on him. And then I was looking at the hobo spider, a picture of one, and the coloring, the patterns matched the one that I picked up those few years ago, and I'm like, oh my God, I could have gotten bit, and that would have sucked.
Yes, that would have really sucked.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to own tarantulas, like a lot of tarantulas in the future, and with owning any pet, really, you can't not expect to get bit or scratched, at least once.
Yeah.
I used to own a cobalt tarantula. She sadly passed away.
Is that the one you've told me about? You got her for Christmas, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, it really sucked. My mom did promise to get me another one. I still have to clean out her tank. My little brother helped me bury her, which I'm super grateful about.
Yeah.
I wrapped her up in a leaf. I buried her, put some rocks around her. So I was really sad about that, but I was really happy that she actually trusted me during the time that I had her. Because cobalt blue tarantulas are known to be, they're old world tarantulas, and old world tarantulas are typically very fast and aggressive, especially the cobalt blue ones. And they have a very painful bite as well, so it would have sucked a lot if she bit me. And she was pretty aggressive when I got her, but like every day I would like pet her a little with like sometimes with my finger if I was careful, or like a pencil eraser, just lightly tap her. Yeah. And eventually I got her on my hand, and I pet her. She learned to trust me. And I got her on my hand within a week of owning her, which I'm super proud of, because again, those spiders are known to be pretty nasty at times. But I'm the spider whisperer. Yeah, she was not as calm as Ophelia by any means, but she did learn to trust me.
Yeah. If you're comfortable, just I guess kind of switching gears a little bit. Yeah. Just because I want to make the most of our time together. And I know you're about ready to start this like new group.
Yeah. I'm going to go. I was going to talk to you about that, and then I got off topic with the spider shit. It's okay. But I'm going to be going to the True Clinic at Children's Hospital for us trans kiddos. And I'm super, super hyped about it. I think I'm doing my first appointment on the 10th. It's more like a family meeting, and my parents are gonna come and meet with one of the specialists there. Yeah. And we're just, I guess, gonna talk about it. About, I guess, probably what I'm gonna do there. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be there's gonna be groups with other trans kids too. And one of my buddies is that I met in the hospital I'm pretty sure is gonna be there as well. His name is Cal, and he's pretty dope.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I am pretty nervous
Okay.
because while I'm in the True Clinic, I want to start going on testosterone.
Okay.
And I know my mom is still pretty nervous about it. I mean, like, I can't blame her because I mean I'm putting hormones into my body that that is not estrogen that I naturally biologically have, but rather the opposite of estrogen. And I just she's getting a lot better with like accepting my transition, calling me by he him pronouns, and my preferred name. My dad too. My dad is a lot more chill. My mom tends to worry a lot more. And like again, I don't blame her. I mean, especially since I lost my brother, she's been super overprotective and just worrying about us a lot more than she did before. So I think hopefully she will allow me to go on testosterone when I'm ready, or whatever hormones they'll do. Like maybe they'll do hormone blockers first. I don't know how it'll work. I'll have to talk to them first.
Yeah. I just want to let you know that this space and like our relationship is a space where if you are frustrated with your family or annoyed or you have any emotions, you know, this is a safe place to share. Not saying that you have those emotions or that you're feeling that way. But if you were or you ever were, that like we can talk about it.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. And it's good to know that I have that I have places that I can feel safe at. Because, I mean, I do get frustrated with my family sometimes. I remember during the beginning of my transition, my mom was just really, like, she just didn't like it. And, like, I mean, I was her only daughter. So that was a big part of it. And especially after losing my brother, it was just too much stress on her. And, like, while I wish I didn't, I wish I didn't have to put that much stress on her, but like, I mean, I came out when I did, and then my brother passed away, and there wasn't much I could do about it because I wasn't gonna go back to being a girl.
Yeah. So you came out as Reese before your brother passed away.
Yeah, okay. I came out around February, March, I guess. I mean, I always knew that, like, something was off. And I guess the way I had been raised and the fact that I didn't really know a lot about, what do I call it? Do I call it transgenderness? Even I don't know still.
You get to call it whatever makes you feel comfortable.
I guess. I mean, I guess I just didn't know about being, like, what transgender actually was. And, like, so, like, when, like, I felt weird, when I felt uncomfortable, I always assumed that was normal, I guess. I remember, in, like, when I was younger, I used to love sparkly things. Like, I would always go to, like, Justice and, pick out the most sparkly outfits with the most sequins.
Yeah.
And I still do like sparkly things. I've always had an eye for shiny, sparkly things. I think a lot of people do. That's probably just human nature.
I'm sure there's some science behind it why like sparkly stuff attracts us. Yeah.
But I think that also probably might have been to like really kind of be like, I'm a girl. There's this is how I have to dress. All the other girls are dressing like this, and I wanted to fit in. But it was really when I came to DA that I started realizing some things. I used to be super shy. Like, I always had my head down. I was saying sorry all the time. But the kids here were just so supportive. They were like, um, I was never, I mean, there's been some kind of not so pleasant kids here,
Yeah.
but, I've never been bullied to the extent that I was in my middle school days. Um, and, people appreciated me for who I was. And then I met some of the transgender students here, and I started learning more. I started going to the GSA group, and learning even more about that. At that time, I already came out as pansexual.
Okay.
I mostly like all genders for the most part.
Yeah, like you don't discriminate. You like who you like.
Yeah, I like whatever. I don't really have much of a preference, I guess. And it was when I started talking to them that I really started to like realize some things, like, oh, this is why I feel like blah blah blah. And then the day that it really hit me was when I wore a suit for the first time. My friend had brought one of her brother's suits to school for some reason, and I jokingly put it on. But then I looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And I just it felt so natural, and I loved it. And then I started pulling my hair back because it was long at the time, and I just loved the way it looked. And ever since then, I started realizing, wow, I might not be cisgendered, and then eventually came out as trans. Yeah, my parents didn't like that at first, especially my mom. Again, I was her little girl.
Yeah.
And she was super worried about me, especially like if I used the men's restroom, which I did after a few more months of being into my transition. Because
what was her reason for being scared about that?
Well, because, I mean, I'm pretty sure she thought people would, like, sexually assault me or try to rape me, or that other parents would judge her. She was always super worried about, like, oh, other parents will judge me. Even for little things, like, I have hairy legs. And she was like, I like having hairy legs. They make me feel more masculine, and shaved legs just suck. They're physically annoying. It's itchy. And, like, despite how many times I told her that, she wouldn't really listen. Now she does. She doesn't force me to shave my legs anymore. She doesn't like it, but she accepts it now, which I'm appreciative about.
Yeah. It sounds like it's been not an easy process with your mom specifically, but your family in general, but still subtle improvements, along the way with how they're accepting you.
Yeah. I guess, it was just really hard for her at first. Because she's gone through so much. I've gone through a lot too. She was definitely worried about me probably getting raped or sexually assaulted. Because there are some really bad people out there. Sometimes that does happen. It's very rare. Especially if you're just using the bathroom. But, and frankly, it's nobody's business what's down there.
You've kind of talked a lot about how, like, it hasn't been an easy for your mom after you came out and transitioned. But I'm wondering, how was the transition for you?
Well, since it was hard for my mom, she would always put so much pressure on me. We got into a lot of fights, so it was really hard on me too. And while I did feel a lot better physically, it was just so mentally draining. And like, for a while, like, it even caused me to be, like, my depression and suicidal thoughts to arise, which wasn't the first time I had those problems, but, like, the feeling of not being accepted by my own family is just absolutely horrible. And and there were times where I genuinely did consider committing suicide because of how I just wanted to be accepted, and I just felt like I couldn't go on anymore. I think what really kept me going was my best friend, Allison. she lives in Wisconsin, but I met her here when I was in like 4th grade. We've been best friends ever since. She had to move in 7th grade because her dad got a job there. But and it was a lot harder when she wasn't physically here.
Yeah.
But we still FaceTime constantly, and she was always there supporting me. Like when I came out to her, I was nervous how she would react. Would she still want to be my best friend?
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, "Yo, congratulations, dude." And she's always just been like the best, most supportive person I've ever met. And every time I considered suicide, I always thought of her.
Yeah.
She was the first person that came to my mind and how she would feel, because I haven't had a friendship ever like the one we have, and she feels the same way. So I just could never let her go through that pain, because I know if I lost her, if she got hurt or like even died, like chances are I'd probably want to go with her, because she means the world to me. But yeah, she was a big reason why I was able to keep going. And things are a lot easier now. My mom is a lot more supportive of me. She buys me men's clothes now. She even bought me men's jeans.
Amazing.
And yeah, we've both come such a long ways, and I'm just so happy because like her doing these little things for me to make me feel more comfortable with myself and with my body, it just makes me so happy that even though she might be worried at times, she still does it because she knows it makes me happy.
Yeah.
So
I just want to check in because, I know someone who's been through a lot of the events and experiences like you have been through. I would say it's pretty normal to have those like suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, when is the last time you've had those thoughts?
It's been a pretty darn long time.
Okay.
I think another big reason that I had suicidal thoughts was because of school.
Okay.
As much as I love DA, school has really taken a lot of passion for me. I guess, like, for example, I used to love writing. I would write all the time when I was younger. But then, like, when middle school started, and then when I progressed to high school, just being forced to write these things that I didn't want to. I'm already super good with grammar, and then being told I have to do even more of it, and read books I didn't care for and didn't want to read. It made me super depressed, and my love for writing was kind of gone. It's coming back now, but having such long days of school, part of me, I still kind of wish I could drop out of school or get a GED or something. But now that I do half days, I don't have suicidal thoughts anymore.
So they're not current.
Yeah, and I don't dread staying after school or going to more classes. As soon as I'm in lunch, it's just like a burst of freedom for me, and I feel so much better, because then I can hang out with my friends, or I can go outside. Sometimes I'll rollerblade to the coffee shop that I like, or even to PetSmart sometimes, and I can play with the kitties. And it was just a huge weight lifted off me. And of course, not everything is perfect, but it's so much better than it has been. So yeah, it's been quite a few months since I've had those thoughts.
Yeah.
I almost went to the hospital before we decided on that plan, inpatient in the hospital. And I've been there once in 8th grade. In 8th grade, I was just super suicidal. I was depressed all the time. I just wanted to die. And so they put me inpatient for a week, and it was the worst experience of my life.
Really?
And it shouldn't have been that traumatizing. They were just trying to help me, and I know that. But like the lack of freedom that I had there, the feeling like I was being treated like a mental patient, which I technically was, not being able to see my friends and not use my phone, because I feel safer with my phone, because if there's an emergency, I can call someone that I, like 911 or someone that I trust, but I couldn't do that there. And even though there were doctors everywhere, it just really caused me to gain very intense fear of doctors and hospitals, and also kind of taught me that I can't really trust people. I mean, well, it's hard to trust people, especially my parents, since they took me there again before I started the half day at school plan. My suicidal thoughts were getting so bad that they took me there again, and I felt just super, super betrayed. And it felt like a reinforcement that I can't really tell them these things, because then I'm gonna go there. And I just don't think I could handle that again. Being in that place, it was just awful, and I never want to go there again. So I can't really tell people what I'm feeling anymore. And I know that's bad, because bottling up your emotions is a bad thing. But like, no matter what, I cannot go there again. I feel like I'll just lose myself if I do, and I don't want that to happen, you know? Thankfully, like they do like talk to you first, and while, and like I did go to a day treatment program, which I have been there before, and it's and like, of course, at the end of the day I get to go home. It's like so much better than being inpatient, and that's actually where I met Cal, my buddy Cal, that's going to be in the trans group with us, and some other cool people, like this guy named Gavin. I met my significant other there, Snow. They're super sweet, and I love hanging out with them. Technically we're not supposed to share information there, but everybody breaks that rule. So
just so I can respect your relationship, are they them pronouns?
They use they them pronouns.
Perfect.
Biologically male. Sometimes I struggle with the pronouns too, so I have to remember. But yeah, and so I got a lot of friendships there, and since I'm out already, I was a lot more confident there than I had been the past times. But I'm pretty sure I was super close to going inpatient. I just kind of, you know, fake it till you make it. I would consider myself a pretty good actor at times when I need to be, so
that brings up a question for me. Do you know what scaling questions are? Like on a scale of 1 to 5?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being absolutely no, you would never do this, and 5 being yes, you're likely to do it, or you would do it. If you were having those suicidal thoughts again, how often would you, or how likely would you be to tell someone?
Based on my last experience, 5 as in I would absolutely tell someone.
Yes.
And 1 as in no, never.
Yeah.
Probably a 2.
Okay.
I definitely feel able to confide in my best friend. But even then, I know if she gets too worried about me, she'd probably tell someone. But I mean, it's really just the fear of being in the hospital again.
Yeah.
That's why I can't do it.
Do you think it was just that facility, or have you been to multiple different ones?
I've only been to the hospital once at Children's Hospital, but it was enough that I'm like, nope, I'm never ever going to talk again, or at least be super careful about what I say to people.
Yeah, because that worries me, because I care about you, and so like I don't want you to be having these feelings and not be getting the help that you need, or not having the support system around you.
Yeah, and like, believe me, I'm like completely fine right now.
Yeah.
Like, life is so much better with half days, and having that freedom. And like, there are things I'm still worried about, like kind of panicking over, like I haven't done any assignments in history yet. But Mr. Miller's super awesome, so he's helping me through that. But if I was, which I don't know what events would lead up to me becoming suicidal again. Maybe if I lost someone important to me. When I lost my brother, that was super hard. And a lot of times I felt like I wanted to, join him, be with him again, because he really was a great brother, and I just missed him so bad that there were times that I considered it. It's been a long time since then. It's been about 2 years now. And I know he would never want me to do that, so I won't. I'm gonna continue living for him. But yeah, unless school, like my school life went to shit again, or I lost someone I loved, then other than that, I don't really know what would cause me to be.
Yeah, because it sounds like your community and like your connection is really, really important to you.
Yeah.
And so my thought process is kind of like, this new group that you're joining will be amazing.
Yeah.
Because you'll be in a group setting with people who understand what you're going through.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of them might have gone through some similar experiences. Unfortunately, a lot of transgender people are depressed because of how judgmental and discriminatory some people can be. Society can be a pain in the ass sometimes. And I'm not depressed because I'm transgender.
Yeah.
Despite what some people like to jump to,
it's more
that conclusion.
External people.
It's how people react to me being transgender.
Yeah, it's external. It's not internal.
Yeah, it's like saying it's the same thing as saying if you're a woman, you're a bad driver. It's like that kind of stupid thing. Yeah. Like, which is not true. Some women are stupid drivers, but so are some men. It's that thing. And some trans people are super depressed, but some aren't.
Yeah. I kind of want to take a few steps backwards, because this has been a great conversation.
Yeah.
But it started with you saying that you had a little bit of nerves around this new group. So I'm wondering what those nerves look like for you.
I guess it's mostly just kind of an anticipating thing. I guess I'm still worried about what my parents will decide, hormones wise, and treatment wise. Because I want to eventually go through like full transition, like top surgery, and because I would love top surgery, and it's something that I definitely look forward to in the future, because if I do top surgery, I could maybe donate some breast tissue to women who maybe have breast cancer or something, or I could maybe donate my uterus to infertile or maybe even another trans woman.
Yeah.
And that would be awesome. So me being trans could actually help people. So I'm hoping to get to that point, but in order to do that, I'm gonna need to like start hormones first.
Yeah. Has anyone ever talked to you about kind of like, I guess, the laws around the transition in Colorado?
Not really. I mean, I know there's like, you're not, like, it's illegal to like discriminate against trans people. But as for laws, I do look up some of them, like name changes. I could get my name changed right now if I wanted, if with my parents' permission, and like a fee of like $100 or something. I mean, obviously, if Children's Hospital is doing, if there's transgender clinics, Children's Hospital has a transgender clinic, then I mean obviously like getting that top surgery or hormone therapy is allowed.
Yeah.
But I'm not aware. I guess I haven't really studied laws regarding transgender people.
Yeah.
Is there any I should be concerned about? Like, I know Trump did something like, didn't he do something with bathrooms a while ago? Like, schools can deny trans people use of the bathroom. I thought he did something like that. Screw Trump. Hey, at least if they ever bring the draft back, they're not gonna draft me.
I guess like I encourage you, just to maybe do some more research on all the laws. I can't, I don't know any on top of my head, but just to like kind of know your rights, you know, what you can and can't do and what's kind of going on.
Yeah.
And then I also just wanted to mention that Miss Stewart, which I know you have a relationship with her.
Yeah.
She's amazing, and she's definitely someone you can always go to.
Yeah.
For anything.
Yeah.
As well as me. But I really would like to kind of work on creating that safe place for you that like you would feel comfortable coming to someone here in this office or someone in general if you were to ever have those feelings again, because I know that experience at that hospital was terrible for you and you don't want to go back.
Yeah. I think
but there might be alternative options.
Yeah.
Instead of just keeping it to yourself. Do you see what I'm saying?
It is, I mean, as much as like the school does feel safe, I also know that like you'd have to call my parents if I were to tell you I were suicidal or something.
So there's like a process as counselors that we go through with that. We kind of do an evaluation and then we determine if it's an imminent risk to yourself or others at that point.
Yeah.
And Miss Stewart is really, really smart at best helping the client.
Yeah.
So,
I just, every time I've had my parents called because of that, it always just felt like they were super disappointed in me. I mean, I don't know how they actually felt, but to me it felt like, come on, Reese, seriously, again? So.
It's almost like invalidating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I know that's definitely not easy to deal with.
Yeah. Well, it can be a pain in the ass sometimes, but you know, that's how life is. World doesn't owe anything to you, so things are going to be unfair. There's not a lot you can do about that except try to make the best out of it. I guess really if you really run into like a hard block in your life and you are considering suicide, I mean, either you commit suicide or you keep on going. That's, I mean, that's kind of just the truth, the brutal truth, I guess.
Before we wrap up, because I am noticing the time that you're in class, but how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I am pretty tired though. I mean, I'm always tired. I'm gonna probably take a nap when I get home.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm glad I got to talk some things out and ramble a bit. I know I get off topic a lot. I'm sorry about that.
No, please don't be sorry.
Okay.
How are you feeling in your body right now? Like in your chest or your shoulders? Is it tense? Is it relaxed?
Normal.
Okay. Because I know some of the things we talked about could bring up some past feelings or the emotional things to talk about. So I just kind of wanted to check on you to see how you were doing with it.
I do tend to change moods pretty quickly sometimes. So right now my body is feeling normal but tired.
Okay.
Because I never sleep.
Okay. Yeah. Well, on that note, thank you for coming and talking to me. I think we talked about a lot of cool things today. We talked a lot about your project and your pets that you love so much. Yes, spiders. And then we kind of talked about your nerves and everything moving forward with this new group and some past feelings and where you're at.
Yeah. Thank you for talking with me.
Yeah. I definitely think this might be something that we just continue to check in with.
Yeah.
Just so I can
sounds Gucci.
make sure you're good, or maybe you're not good, and so we can have someone we can kind of like go back and forth on it. Sound
yeah.
good?
Cool beans.
Okay. Thank you.